let's talk about Trump. He was at the Libertarian National Convention over the weekend and got some boos. It was a pretty hostile crowd.
Yeah.
But he made in his speech, he talked about cryptocurrency, and he vowed to ensure the future of crypto and Bitcoin to be made in the United States. He also talked about making sure that the Federal Reserve doesn't get involved in crypto and people can keep the right to self-custody. We'll show a video, actually. Mike, show the video, please.
I will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody to the nation's 50 million crypto holders. I say this with your vote. I will keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin. And I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
So that's a video of his speech, just a clip when he's talking about, having self-custody. He's talking about making Bitcoin in America. He's talking about, being pro cryptocurrency. Yeah. And obviously he's kind of preaching to that audience because libertarians, they believe in no government, low government. So that's right up their alley. So he's kind of like playing to that audience, obviously. But what's your thoughts on that?
I don't know if he believes what he's saying, but I think from a campaigning standpoint, to be the first president that is pro crypto was a brilliant move. If he actually is able to deliver on some of those things, game, set, match. Might as well start packing up the White House now. These are just my thoughts and my views on it. They don't happen. But if he believes that and he's pro custody, the Bitcoin meme audience is going to be his. Now, he was very anti-Bitcoin 4 or 5 years ago. And then the NFT project came out. Now he needs to get back in office. So I'm worried that he's using the crypto market to get votes and he won't deliver. But if he does, it would be very interesting. He also needs to be very careful, though, because when you start dealing with the monetary issues and Federal Reserve, and that's a whole nother can of worms that he has to be very careful about. But I don't know if he believes what he's saying. But do you guys think he was sincere in the clipping in the video, or do you think he was saying it just to get votes because he's desperate to win?
I mean, I think all politicians should say anything, but as long as they can get elected, I don't think that he fully understands what he's saying, even like to make sure that all Bitcoin gets made in America. That's not even a promise that you can keep. But I mean, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's something for him to try to embrace the crypto community and crypto. It's obviously goes against Elizabeth Warren and people that want to regulate heavy regulation. So, it's a very nuanced topic, and I don't think he has a full education on what he's actually talking about.
Yeah.
But makes good sound bites for people. I think at this point in time, if you're going to vote for Trump, you're going to vote for Trump. If you're going to vote for Biden, you're going to vote for Biden. If you're not going to vote, you're not going to vote. I don't think what they say at this point in time is really going to change them. I don't think there's pretty much too many undecided people at this point in time. So whatever he says, he was in the Bronx. He brought out Chef G. It's just at this point in time, it's just like, theatrics. It's already set, I think. I don't think too much is really going to change from now till November.
I think there are still some undecideds. I think it's the younger demographic, which is why you talk about topics that relate to them. I think cryptocurrency is definitely one of those where there's a certain population who have absolutely no idea. I think he's in that population. People have no idea how it works or fundamentally how it works. I'm just starting, when you said it back, I just started laughing, like having it all made here. I'm like, yeah, really no clue. And so, yeah, it speaks to that audience, and it maybe perhaps that might be the one thing that they hear and say, you know what,
maybe,
yeah, this guy's for me because he's looking towards the future of not even currency, but of a stored value.
My thing is this, though, from a political standpoint, Joe Biden has been a politician for 50 years, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump was president for 4 years.
Yep.
And he's effectively ran for president for the last 4 years, right?
Yeah.
And he's one of the most famous people in world history. So at what point do you need what more information? How could you be undecided at this point in time, right? Like, what more information
Do you need? I agree.
what more information needs to be provided to an audience for them to make an educated decision on who they want to vote for?
You always have people who are new to the political process. So that's one population. You have a population who weren't able to vote in the last election because they weren't even age appropriate to do it. So that's another population, which again speaks to a younger demographic who what are they saying that's going to appeal to me, right? Like when we talked about the CHIPS Act, yeah, that sounds really great, but how does that appeal to me? Well, cryptocurrency, that does appeal to me. And so you have those segments and pockets of people who are independent, who, hey, if I'm going to vote either way, I might not like the independent candidate. So there's populations of people who are yet to be undecided, hopefully, and that's what people are looking for. That's why they're going to these states to figure out, yeah, we know we have that demographic of people, we have this demographic of people. Who's like on the fence that we can kind of sway?
Yeah, I just don't see it, because I feel like even if you didn't vote, you're young. Like, my son knows who Donald Trump is. He's 13 years old. He knows who Biden is. He knows. I just feel like in this day and age of social media, we're in a constant. Like, previously, there was only like,
you could see it. Yep.
You take 3 years off and you start running like this. These elections run 24 hours a day, every single day.
Yeah, there's no off season.
There's no off season. They don't stop running, right? So it's just like, yeah, I get some people might not vote last time. Some people might be independent. Some people might be young, but I don't know. I just feel like we've never seen anything like this on social media, where every single day Biden and Trump and everything, all the information, he's federal. He got 90 federal indictment. Like, everything has come out, right? So it's like, I'm just curious to know, like, what would be the one tipping point to be like, okay, I'm going to switch my vote from A to B, or like this is going to be like, after all of this, like, this is going to be the one thing.
That's what they're banking on, right? That's why they spend money and marketed dollars, because it might not feel anything to us, but even for us, like, there's a population of people who are voting who may not be on social media the same way we are. And that's why the marketed dollars goes into some of those states. And so you'll see heavy campaigns in Pennsylvania. You'll see it in Georgia. You'll see it in Nevada. You see it in Ohio. You see it in Michigan, where it's like those places where we know are going to, those 9 states that are really going to decide the election. That's where you got to find those people that I'm speaking about.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily, and this is just my opinion, I don't think it's necessarily trying to find a voter to switch his allegiance or to change somebody's mind. I think it might, a lot of people are not going to vote. Voter suppression on their own, right? They're just not motivated. Yeah. And it's just like, if you can really, most of these ads are negative ads. Mm-hmm. If you watch the political world, most of the ads are negative.
They look like World Star ads or something.
Very few are positive ads, right? So the number one thing is try to suppress. You want to denigrate your opponent so bad that nobody even wants to vote for him, as opposed to even raising your own stature enough for people that want to vote for you, right? I think that that's the number one thing, because like I said, if you look at most political ads, they're negative ads. They're not positive ads. They're not telling you what they're going to run on. They're telling you what the other person is terrible at, right? So it's like they're banking on, how can I suppress votes for this person as much as possible, right? And then after that, I really feel like it is all issues that are like going to be here no matter what. It's like abortion, right? These are issues that's going to be here 50 years ago, 50 years from now. Like, these is just, and it's like, okay, how do I stand on this one particular issue? Not necessarily like I'm going to change somebody's mind, but I want to drill down that if you're a Christian, right-wing Christian, evangelical, like, you only really have an opportunity to vote for me. If not, you're voting for the devil, right? And it's like, that's more the political grandstanding and games that's being played, because even a debate, they might not even have a debate this year, right? And that's historic. That's historic, because they always have presidential debates. But I understand why they wouldn't have a debate.
They announced it that they're going.
They said that he would accept it, but they still haven't negotiated the terms.
I think they got the date.
So it's like, at this point, they might as well just roll the dice. Biden go up there and just say, "Yo, if you want Trump to win, everything is going to fall apart." That should be his
that's
slogan.
good enough.
And then Trump should just say, "If you hate America, vote for Biden." And then let's just see what happens. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be tremendously hard for Joe Biden to win, right? But I think we all agree upon that, right? Ian?
Absolutely.
What's the
I
odds?
don't see how he can win.
What's the
All
odds?
right,
That,
say it again.
what's the odds that you're giving him for winning?
30%.
You think Biden?
I'll go a little higher.
He's going to lose for the same reason Trump lost the last time. Like, the people don't feel financially secure. Like, presidential races are always about safety and money. They can move the definition of recession, and I'm telling you, people do not feel as secure as they did, especially after getting a taste of the PPP money and all that. I get what he's doing with the scholarships and student loans and all forgiveness and all that. But if people feel things are tighter in their home because of inflation, man, that falls on your watch.
What can be done? And you think Biden's going to win, right?
I think it's a toss-up.
No, I'm saying if you had to put $1 million on it right now today,
If I put $1 million, I would put it on.
I can put it
I'll-
on Biden win.
you say, oh, who?
I think Biden wins.
How do you
Really?
think Biden
Okay, then what?
he's losing every single swing state?
Yeah, because I've seen this before in 2016, where we thought the same exact thing. Literally the same exact scenario. It was like, there's no way. This guy's not even an elected official. Here we have our Secretary of State.
Stranger things have happened. And
What?
whoever the new Olivia Pope is, if they get to
Yeah.
call him her, boy,
Presidential pedigree. She was the first lady, and look how it turned out. Like, it wasn't even close though. So he's the incumbent. I think there's still more. I think we'll be surprised.
People hated Hillary Clinton though.
absolutely. I didn't want to say
Did they
it.
hate Hillary
No,
Clinton?
they hated Hillary Clinton. That's a fact.
Chocolate
people
Pope,
hate it.
I don't want no smoke.
People
Bill,
hate it.
But
Kelsey.
people hate Donald Trump, and people hate Joe
But
Biden.
they also love Donald Trump. See, this is the thing with Donald Trump.
But here's the thing: if you say people love him, then you can't say that people don't love Joe Biden.
Well, I can say
Well,
it.
he has the most votes in the history of the
So-
American election.
All right. So here's the
So
thing.
people love him.
No, they don't love him.